welcome to our Cup of Wellbeing session. We're just doing these, meeting up with people to talk with them about how they're finding this lockdown time, and just sort of accepting that actually sharing things that we've struggled with or things that we've been helpful is just helpful to everyone, and actually knowing that something you're going through is something that someone else has also experienced is really helpful. But actually people have things that they can share as well that sometimes we haven't thought of, and you've got things that you can share that are helpful and others might like to try. So Sue, it's lovely to have you here. Would you like to just share with us?
I'm not there, I'm here. Sorry.
Would you like to just tell us a little bit about one of the things that's been really hard for you, isn't it, that your mum is in a care home? Do you want to just tell us a little bit about that and how that's been?
Mum's been in the home for a few years, which is just 2 minutes walk from where I live. So I am used to just popping her in the wheelchair, taking her out, putting her in the car, going around the parks and that sort of thing, which has been fantastic. And that's almost been my role. Obviously, for 10 months, she hasn't left. At first, I was able to see her outside, so I could show her what I'd been doing, show her photographs. But as we got on with lockdowns, they restricted it to being inside only and through an open window, which is just a crack. So that was very difficult. Mum didn't understand why she was stuck in all the time. And this last lockdown, it's a closed window only. So you have absolutely no contact. Anything that you want to give, like sweets or whatever, has to be quarantined for 72 hours. You have no control on the care of your relative at all. You can't see the room, you can't see themselves, you can't see what's underneath the cardigan and that sort of thing, and it's been really hard. They give a mobile phone of one of the carers to Mum so she can have it on speaker, and so it's almost like visiting in a prison. You've got a phone each and you can communicate that way, but she just doesn't know what's going on. And for me, one of the hardest things is the guilt. I understand this is out of my control and, I didn't cause it, but the guilt of not giving the care to my mother that I want to has been enormous. And it's almost like a daily working through that to letting it sit a bit more comfortably. But that's Mum. Yeah, and the second really difficult thing in visiting has been my daughter Christine, who's in Newcastle, who had major surgery on the 10th of December. And it was a miracle in itself because it was rushed through when you wouldn't have major surgery. And she had fantastic care from all the team up there. But I couldn't be there. I couldn't. A mum wants to go up there and help out in the home and I couldn't be there. So that was the second one. But thank goodness for WhatsApp.
Yes, we do have social media, don't we? Which does help, but even so, that must have been very hard. In this time when you'd really want to be there, wouldn't you? And helping out. And that's just that. Both in both cases, that they're natural things that we want to do as daughters and as mothers. Yes. Yeah, I can understand that's been hard. I know that actually that you're quite you've got some good things that you do that actually help you with coping with keeping well in mental health, in your mental health. And I'd love it if you could just share some of those with us. And
okay.
That you have for keeping well and keeping your well-being good.
I think I'm in a privileged position because I don't have to work, and I have a dog, So exercise is so key, isn't it? If you can get out there, so you meet people when you're walking around the field, shouting for your dog to come back. So exercise is key, and that little furry friend in the house when you live on your own. You know, she comes and lies on across your lap, so it's really nice. Craft and art is good for me. That's just an extension of the creativity that I have in me. Being kind to myself, treating myself kindly. So if I'm actually on a bit of a downer, I don't have to do that today. I can leave the washing up 2-3 days, you know, because it's only me. And then a vicar at St. Hugh's said to me once, do 3 attainable things. And when you're really low, it could be just getting out of bed and having a cup of tea. I've not been that low in lockdown, but it could be doing something like paperwork, which is hard to do, but you give yourself a yes, I did that when you've accomplished. So you're getting that good feeling afterwards. So yeah.
Tick things off your list, which is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I think that being kind to yourself is very important, isn't it? And I think sometimes I think you said to me, just taking a sleep sometimes when you need it.
It's like if I lie down on my bed, I will probably go to sleep, but it's like my brain will go back to default setting. So if I've got a lot whirling around and all these thoughts are, I can just wait for all these, you know. Anyone seen Tom Cruise film in when he's that cop and he's sliding all these things around, the Minority Report? It's like that. They're all sliding around in my head. And they go back to their proper places. That's good.
So a short sort of little nap or a bit of time out really helps you to do that. That's a good tip. And I know there have been some positives, haven't there, where you live during lockdown with your neighbours?
I live at the end of a little close, and it's lovely. We seem to get to know each other quite quickly and quite well. There is a support. There's a Christian lady just a few doors on the other side of the road, and we've got together to pray. And it's a community feel. On Christmas Day, we sat outside our front doors on our chairs and sort of toasted each other. And there's one particular person who's been an instigator in that and helped us sort of get together more and more. I have wondered. We do have somebody in the close who's not well, and there is a likelihood will require more support in the future. And it's a bit of a dilemma to know how to support them with the guidelines that the government's got, and you know, wanting to be helpful and loving and meeting their needs. So that's something which as I ponder it and think on it, I think, well, actually, if you're going to go into a situation where you know the likelihood is you're going to bridge that gap, you're not going to have that 2 meters between you. I think I've been thinking, well, okay, if push comes to shove and I do that, there will be a cost afterwards, and I have to be prepared for taking a test and suffering any consequences that may be after that. But it's very difficult to know how much to help. Is there anybody else who can do that help, or am I the only one? Or so that goes round a little bit. I don't think I've come to a firm conclusion yet.
Yeah,
there is a cost involved.
and I think when yes, we all have been encouraged, haven't we, to help people when they do need help, but yeah, actually thinking it through, thinking how you can do it within safe distance, and yeah, with the guidelines, and yeah, what that means actually is really important, isn't it? But actually, yeah, and actually even talking with other people about it, that others might have ideas too of how that can be done safely and well, and it's not just all on one set of shoulders. It's good as well. We're just going to end with I think you have some things that have been really great for you during lockdown, or some lockdown pros.
Lockdown pros.
Yeah.
Well, I live on my own anyway, but because I can't invite anyone in to have a tea or a coffee, I can drink milk from the carton. I don't have to worry about that. I haven't used up much petrol. Zoom meetings have been a revelation. Getting to know people in a safe environment, that's been good. Save a fortune on perfume. Supermarket deliveries, bring them on. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's been great. I love it. I love it. And
there's
more
been
time to
positives, and I think some of those will perhaps carry through into life afterwards, won't we, maybe?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Always something new to learn. Well, Sue, it's just been really lovely chatting to you, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.